Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Laura Crapo. I'm gonna do a reading on Eminem. I wasn't really recently into doing celebrity readings and stuff because it seems like the world has changed a lot since the new year, and that whole uh, group just didn't seem like super relevant right now in terms of uh, it's like not on everybody's radar because there's so much going on. And but I still think using someone well known is a good example just to talk about like life and relationships and stuff like that, so we can all relate and kind of you know uh, use that information for whatever, for your own relationships or whatever. But it's just like a known example. And also, I just saw this little clip of some kind of beef, like back and forth between him and somebody else, and I can't remember. I just remember seeing the other guy being really sad and overwhelmed that why can't people stop talking about like um you know that stuff. So I was thinking about 8 Mile, which I saw when it came out a long time ago. I only saw it once, so I can't say exactly what happened, but in general, I think it was okay, he fought to be accepted. And I don't know, so it's just on a human level without starting the psychic reading, it's okay, well, now that you have the upper hand business-wise and stuff, why would you even go there? With the beef, it just seems it just seems weird if you just remove the situation of just the genre of rap music, just individuals with certain amounts of power and influence, just really attacking someone. So it's even if it's just a retort, there is something about being classy, like I don't know, the golden rule or whatever, that I think is something to consider there. Anyway, so I'm just gonna start the reading. That's just my opinion. But I'm gonna start with an intuitive reading now. So I feel like two women really strongly in his energy. It's normally when I pick up other people, they're just sort of there, but their energy is a lot stronger. I don't know. Did people yell in his household? Or there's something. What is that? It's hard to describe the energy. It's on the one hand, it's beautiful, but then it's kind of manipulative, or you can't just ignore it. It affects him. It's out of his depth, or is out of his ability to reason with. So it's whatever they ask for, it's here you go. Like, so it's a different dynamic than a or regular family. It's sort of these two women see themselves almost like these angels. I guess if you have a lot of funds and stuff, you're able to really keep yourself up, go to the spa, or just look awesome and be fit, and just not a 10, but a 12 or a 13, so it's kind of that energy. But then that's there's this scary, I guess, let's say let's say someone's in a relationship and you're like cohabitating and there's some sort of like in the law you would have the rights to if you split up or something you could like take a portion of Eminem's like wealth. So there's like it's like they're beautiful and fabulous, but there's like a this danger element and you gotta like kind of tiptoe around like maybe that's the how things work when famous musicians who are wealthy are dating people. It's like they wanna date people or get married or have a family, but it's like this it's like really treading, a line. So it's like they're wonderful, powerful, and scary at the same time. So that's what I'm picking up about these 2 women. I feel like this is I feel like he's kind of a loner in the sense that, like, he has enough time to just hear his own voice, like no one else is there, and he's just maybe that's part of his process, obviously, like, writing songs and, coming up with lyrics and stuff. But I'm just feeling like him kinda in a modernish kinda room, and then just sorta mumbling, like, these, like, words, just, going over these words, uh, to himself, like, not full voice. And, I'm not getting, like, he's a big TV watcher, like, there might be a TV on in the background, but he's not, like, glued to the set and just, like, riding high on the emotions of the show or like, it's not like that. Um, and I feel like, obviously, there's some business to attend to, so I feel like part of his day is, like, just sort of glancing and, like, dealing with business, signing stuff or, uh stuff like that. But, like, from his house, and, like, I don't feel like his desk is, like, cluttered or anything, it's just got, like, what it needs or whatever. Basic. Like, if he does have a bunch of lyrics and stuff, it's, like, maybe in a drawer. It's not just scattered everywhere like someone trying to solve a crime with stuff all on the walls and stuff. It's not like that. Okay. Uh, I do feel that, like, since his life is he's so well known or he's so rich and he's able to, like, live it like, when you're less rich, you don't have as much land and you live closer to people and you're more, like, in the community whether you like it or not. So I feel like his isolation due to his wealth has sort of, like, impacted his creativity in a negative way. Like, that I'm not saying what he's doing is bad, I'm saying, like, it could be better if he were, like let me just say specifically the alternative here. I'm seeing, like, things improving if he went into, like, giving workshops to, like, teenagers who not in, like, a cheesy, like, uh, TV kinda way, like, "Okay, we're doing a contest," like, it's not competitive, it's not like, "You won, you lost," like, there's none of that. It's just like, we like creativity and he's gonna be there to support people who wanna get into the practice of whatever he does, like, I guess, like, coming up with lyrics and stuff and, like, whatever, but, like, not in the way that the industry likes to serve it in this, like, "This elite group is gonna battle," like, that's so tired and irrelevant, uh Like, so it would be almost like not filmed in a community center, like really like volunteering. So there's like no gatekeeping. I'm just it's just a suggestion. Like he doesn't have to do it. I'm just saying like I think it would, and it's not about like him hearing all these great ideas by other people. Like, if if some kid like wrote great lyrics, like that's theirs and it should be supported to have it like registered and protected and stuff. I'm just saying like just him being out in the world, like being around people more in like a normal way. And that doesn't mean like walking down Broadway, like like it's nothing. It's not like that. It's like showing up at a place that maybe is unannounced where he's like doing community work. So and it could just be like on some schedule, like a free like lyric writing camp or something like that. And then like surprise, guest visitor today that is, but there's like no phones or like even if there's phones, like the doors are locked or whatever. Like, it wouldn't be ruined, let's say in some way, because they'd take precautions. Anyway, okay. I just want to like look at that thing I talked about at the beginning, like the whole beef thing and like people suffering because of like disputes like that. Yeah, I just feel like because he's like sort of living in a ivory tower, it's like he's not reading the situation, perhaps. Like, don't come don't come after me. This is just an intuitive reading. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm just picking up what I'm picking up, and I'm telling you what I feel and from my intuition, and that's all that this reading is. So, you know, you don't have to agree with me. All right. So, like that sort of separation uh can also mean like a lack of like empathy and understanding of like everything that is around that situation. Like, as most people like wouldn't come after someone unless like it was personal, like really personal, not just lyrically, like, oh, they said this about me in lyrics, like, you know, like it's different than like doing like actual, like, you know what I mean? So it's like for him to have like more power and then like really come after someone who's more like beginning of their career, like my sense is it's like there's this gap between the two that like uh, uh wait, let me just describe that gap. Like the gap is like if you think of it like a superhighway and like one line is like the media and like this and that. And so like Eminem has like instant access to media and like all these like sort of supportive pro Eminem kind of stuff. And these are all the lines between him and the other person. So it's not really on equal grounding. That's the best way I can describe it. So it's not like a fair fight. So I would hope that he would really analyze the situation before he just jumps in and battles someone or like in that way, like to just devastate someone. Like, and in my mind, like the best kind of burn is like also funny. Like, so the person that it's aimed at is also kind of laughing and kind of going like, "Ugh, that's a good one." And so it's like almost like happily like, "Okay, you won," rather than like you're just a piece of shit or like really just all negative. Like it's not as like kind of intelligent, it's to have humor in it too, and, like, even some love in it too, like, it's, like, way more, like, profound and, like, if like, cool and memorable. Um, yeah, so it's like the power differential is makes it kinda, like, unfair. Okay, what else? I don't know if he has, like, a place in LA, but it feels like really I mean, obviously, LA just went through a lot. I don't know if he had a house or whatever, but I just sort of feel like he's there, and, like, it feels like just kinda like it sucks, like, um, I guess if someone's lived there for a long time and it's like they consider it their home and they don't really wanna leave for whatever reason, but then everything's kinda just like a burnt tree or whatever around you, like, it's just like maybe it would take some time for people to process that before they're like, "Okay, like, I'm going somewhere else." So, like, let's say if he processes trauma, like, slower than someone who's just, like, skipping through life, like, it might take him a bit longer. I feel like, uh, I feel like he's been, like, burned a lot in personal relationships, like, romantic relationships, and so there's a bit of a, like, whatever kinda feeling I get about, like, love kinda stuff. I think there's, like, people women, like, he admires that are maybe, like, a bit on a pedestal, but, um and then there's, like, women who are kinda just available because there's probably, like, a lot of even cool people who are just like, "Hey," like, just around, um, and he might, like, be shy to approach the people he has on pedestal, or maybe they're, like, in a relationship already, um, like, the women on the pedestal are already in a relationship. I feel like there's someone, like, kind of 5 years or something older than him, um, and, like, if I'm, like, him standing here, I feel like the person lives, like, over there, like, which would be, like, southeast a little bit, and they're not, like, an obvious pick, like, that everyone would choose, but it's, like, someone that he could really spend time with and would help him have, like, a nice time and, like so if news came out about this coupling, it'd be like people would be like, "Really?" But, it's, like, his choice, and he should, you know, choose someone that he thinks is worthy and, cool and all that stuff, and that isn't gonna, like, make stuff suck, like alright. Um, 'Cause, like, there I also feel like there's these sort of, like, modelly kinda maybe a little plastic surgery, kinda Barbie women around him too, who are, you know, hard to, like, not see or whatever, but, it's not really, like, where he wants to go in that he doesn't wanna go in that direction. 'Cause at the end of the day, you just wanna, like, peace, like, you can't, take peace for granted, like, it's you can't always have it, so and when you haven't had it, you value it even more. So if he chooses someone who's, like, cool and pretty and, like, peaceful, it's like, that's the whole package. Okay. I feel like there's, like, someone he works with who's, like, really cutthroat business person who is kinda like like, "How can I get a piece of this?" Or, maybe Eminem's not, like, himself, like, a sort of a business, like, seeing the matrix numbers, like, understanding everything, maybe it's not, like, his forte, and let me just see how he can protect himself from that. I think even if it's very simplistic business model, he can just say, like, "This is how things work, and that's it," and it might not even, like, make sense in, like, normal business, complicated, like, contracts and stuff. Like, I'll compare it to, like, um, back in the early '90s, like, I was in Chicago, and I met the guy, Corey, who, like, runs Touch and Go, and, like, apparently they have a deal that's, like, 50-50. Like, we'll give you 50%, we take 50%, they print the records, and that's the deal until eternity, and, so it's an uncomplicated sort of handshake style contract, and so it's, like, along those lines, I feel he just has this, like, cartoonishly simple contract, and, like, roll with it or don't, but it's not gonna have, like, the death clause and the this and that. It's not gonna be like, "Do, do, 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 do." 'Cause, like, contracts, just because someone hands you a contract doesn't mean, like, "Oh my god, I have to sign this." Like, you can literally go like, "Okay, these are your dream this is your dream list," and then you just go like, "Shh," and you write your own, and then you go back and forth until you find something you both agree on. Like, even if someone's like, "Well, this is a standard contract," like, no. Like, maybe for unfair practices, like, you know, maybe that standard contract is outdated and sucks, and, like, that's why so many musicians are unhappy. So I just feel like for him to moving forward, he needs to make this very simple business model of how he works in order to avoid this kinda, like, it just really feels like it feels like a metal kinda blade that's very, like, narrow, like a 10-degree, like, angle, like, and it's kinda creeping towards him, and it's like, "No." So, I hope for his sake that he manages to negotiate well or make up be his own boss in terms of, like, this let's say he could say, like, "This is what I understand and can deal with, and so this is my business model," and because he's good, like, people still wanna work with him, you just have to work with him and so okay. Alright, what else? I feel like you should say no to, like, some proposal that feels almost like how they make musicals out of, like I kinda think musicals is, like, the easiest thing to break into because so many musicals suck so bad. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy that, like, Cats has been going on for so long, like, it's like, what? Or, like, as a mom, like, having to watch High School Musical, like, so many times, like, with my kids, like, at first it was really painful, and now I'm like it's like an old cousin or something now, like, I'm less, like, bitter about it, but it just seems very simplistic, so I feel like it would, like, hurt his career to do stuff that's, like, dumb like that. Like, there are musicals I think are very cool, and I think it's a great art form, if it's good. So, um, and by the way, on that subject, that movie about, like, summer camp, like, music camp, that was great. That was, like, fantastic. Um, alright, yeah, so I hope he says no to something that's, like, really lame like that. That sort of cheapens his brand, like, he shouldn't, like, spread himself so thin that way and just let people be like, "Oh, it'll be so much money, it'll be great." It's like, there's a cost to everything. Like, dignity is worth something too. Um, so just, like, I think he needs to learn to say no more to, like, people who are like, "Oh, like, whatever." I don't know. I'm just making this up. It's totally not even real. It's like Robert De Niro's making a musical and, you don't wanna let him down or like, it's some big name like that. It's actually no, like, I can say no. No, thank you. Like, alright. Also, I feel that, like, he might like analog instruments, like, making up songs on like, let's say he's tired of, like, scrolling through the plugins on the screen and stuff, like, if he needs to stay fresh or whatever, like, I think, like, a bunch of analog instruments feels good for that. Um, alright, and then so I'm sniffling, by the way, I'm, like, in a cold room. I'm in Canada. I'm in Quebec. There's still, like, 4 feet of snow everywhere. Like, but the sun is shining, so but anyway, that's why I'm sniffling. Okay, I'll try to wrap it up. Okay, and then I don't know, I think, like, there might be more I mean, he knows more people, and, like, the when you know more people, the likelihood of someone passing increases, right? So I kind of feel like there's something like that going on where someone dear to him may pass. Someone who's, like, kinda like a mentor, like, someone really important to him. I would just say, like, if that's the case and that's coming up soon, he should, like, sort of drop some plans and just spend time with people like that that he really cares about, like his mentors and stuff, and just have some chill time with them. And, that might even, like, change that person's fate by, like, either not being in that town or, like, because they 'cause they're hanging out in a relaxing way, like, somewhere. It might change that other person's schedule and, like, have a positive impact. It definitely feels like the case, like, let's say one of them has, like, a more like a country place or, like, is sort of off the radar to people who would wanna come after them. So, yeah, whether that's, like, on a yacht or, just some, like, peaceful kinda hilltop place. It just feels kinda, like, misty and a lot of blue. Maybe that's why I'm getting, like, water or, like, a lot of sky kinda thing. It feels kinda like, again, like, so what's with Southeast, but, like, wherever he is, like, further southeast than that woman is. Uh, yeah, or it could even be, like, near the Mediterranean, like, just somewhere, like, super chill. So, I think it would make sense for him to, like, change some plans to spend time with, like, who is real mentors are who you may need to either touch base with or even like kind of indirectly save their life by being somewhere peaceful. All right. Okay, I'm getting something about like some sort of foundation or something positive you can do in the community in Detroit. I'm just looking at that. Like I'm seeing a couple of projects, but his sort of reluctance of like the pressure of having to go there and like plan it all. So I'm just trying to see like what would be the best for him to do in that idea. I feel like initially, like if he made some kind of like women's center or like I don't know if it's like a shelter, but like even better than that, just like could be like a community center, but that also can take some people in that need to in a shelter kind of situation. But it has like it's not just like only a shelter, it has like this free education, like business mentoring and like place to work out or like beauty like free beauty salon, kind of like just like a community center where women can interact and have all the tools and rooms and stuff to like do cool stuff and work together and learn and uplift and stuff like that because Detroit needs that kind of like big hug and like support right now to like move into the next phase of like the next generation of Detroit. So that's what I pick up. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And I think I turned the comments off because I wear glasses and I can't read that tiny writing. And I also have a very high maintenance mini chihuahua that takes up a lot of my time and I have other stuff to do. So I appreciate you for watching. And if you really want to tell me something, you can, I don't know, probably comments under the video are open, or you can email me. Um, I also do remote healing and like I do like intuitive and healing distance healing sessions, like either email, video, or stuff like that for clients. And you can read the testimonials on my website, lauracrapo.com/healing. And if that interests you, or tell a friend, that'd be cool. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.